See how ombre yarn makes the magic. Colors plus texture make this hexagon cardigan very special. For this project, I am going to use Ganga Crypto ombre yarn. Whenever you are choosing any yarn, please read the label carefully. It clearly mentions do's and don'ts, and of course the hook or needle size you need to use for it. Ombre yarn means it's a shaded yarn. As you know, I like to pull it from the center for all the yarn cakes. This helps me to keep my yarn stationed at one place and it does not roll around the house when I am at work. Make a moving knot and chain 6. Slip stitch into very first chain. After slip stitch into very first chain, chain 1, little taller, and make cluster of 3 DCs. So 1, 2 and 3. After 3 DCs, I will make chain 2. Again next cluster, 1, 2 and 3, chain 2 and next cluster, 1, 2, 3. As we are doing a hexagon, we need 6 clusters in the ring. So 1, 2, 3. I will have to do 3 more clusters and I will meet you at the end. I have total 6 clusters separated by chain 2 in this circle, and I have slip stitched into very first DC. Again loosely chain 1, go back to the chain 2 space before, 2 DC, now DC on DC. Now center one we are going to do it, front post DC, again DC on DC, and corner is going to be 2 DC, chain 2 and 2 DC. So 2 DC, chain 2 and 2 DC. Every time my corner is going to be 2 DC, chain 2 and 2 DC. Now we are starting with center DC as the front post DC. So DC on DC, front post DC, DC on DC, again 2 DC, chain 2 and 2 DC in the corner. For the original 3 DCs, what we are going to do is, first is going to be DC on DC, center one is going to be front post DC, and this is going to be DC on DC. I will meet you at the end of this line. We started with 3 DC in the circle. Now every time 2 DCs on both the sides are going to increase. So my 3 DCs have become 7 DCs. After chain 2 and slip stitch into very first section, I will say turn your work, go back to the chain 2 space and slip stitch. Chain 1 loosely and 2 DC. This portion I am not counting. This is 1 DC, DC number 2. Now if this is my center DC, I need to make this also front post. So 1 DC on DC, then front post DC, DC on DC, front post DC, DC on DC, front post DC, DC on DC, and 2 DC, chain 2 and 2 DC in the corner. For this project, as we are doing front post DCs, we always have to maintain the center as our guiding star. So center DC will be front post DC. Now each row will be adding additional front post DCs. So here I have added 2 more. Now next section, DC on DC, front post DC, DC on DC, front post DC. This is how it will work. In the corner, 2 DC, chain 2 and 2 DC. This is how my work will look after 3 lines. Let me show you one more time how I change the line. So after slip stitch, I pull up a loop little longer and go back in the previous chain 2 space to slip stitch. Chain 1 loosely and make 2 DCs in the chain 2 space. This is half part of the corner for this particular section. Now again this is center one. This is what I added last time. This will be front post. So 1 regular DC on DC, 1 front post. Now I will continue with DC on DC, front post, DC on DC, front post, DC on DC, new front post, see this will be my new front post, DC on DC and 2 DC, chain 2 and 2 DC in the corner. So my 1 front post became 3 front post and now I have 5 front post stitches in the each section. As this is a one row repeat pattern, it's very easy to go on and on and on. So I have reached almost 6 inches in height and I will stop it here. So this is how my hexagon will get folded and it will create the half portion of the cardigan. So this is armhole, this is going to be sleeves, this will be shoulder and sleeves, this will be front, and this is going to be the bottom part of it. After doing this, I will need exactly same one more portion to make it into cardigan. I am doing this cardigan for a child whose chest size is 28. It means the front side needs to be 14. Now both my parts are 6 inches each, means 12 inches, and I am leaving 2 inches in between. This in between portion is for increase only on this part, which is going to be the back side of the cardigan. I will make few lines only on these two sides, join them together and form the back of this cardigan. Chain 1 little loosely, 2 DC into chain 2 or corner space and then continue with the pattern. So first is always DC on DC and then I am doing front post DC. So the pattern continues of DC, front post DC, DC, front post DC, but we are working only on one side of the hexagon. I will make 3 lines on this side and meet you at the end. I am done with my first line for the back. Now while doing second line, please understand wherever you were doing front post, you have to do back post because the design is on the back side. So DC, DC on DC and back post DC, DC on DC, back post DC, only for this one line. This is how the reverse side of second line looks. It means I am continuing with my design. Though I am working on the reverse side, the design continues on the required side. I am done with 2 lines of increase for the back side. Now one more line I have to repeat the pattern and stop. This is my side A after 3 lines and this is my side B after 3 lines. Now I will join them. Joining these 2 parts will create the back portion of this width. Now here we have choice. You can do it with darning needle, you can do it with slip stitch, you can do it with single crochet outside, single crochet inside, whichever way. As my work is textured, I will do single crochet outside. So I will hold these 2 parts together and start doing line of single crochet. I'm going to use all 4 loops. I'm not going to leave any loop behind. This will give good strength to our joining. So both sides holding together using all 4 loops on the top, I am joining with line of single crochet. I have stitched one side, shoulder and sleeve. Now I will move on to next. The intention behind starting from the neck and going towards end of sleeve is we will not cut this yarn. We will continue this while working the sleeve. I will meet you after I join this sleeve also. This is how my work will look once I have joined both the shoulders and back. Now first thing first, I will complete the height. This is around 16 inches. I will do 3 more inches in same pattern and then I will do the borders. As the whole cardigan is made up of ribbing effect, I am going to do the borders plain. So 3 more inches of DC on DC, front post on front post, and then 2 inches of just plain DC on DC. After doing the base, I will move to the neck edging. For neck, this side will be buttons and this side will be buttonholes. I have chained 1. We'll be doing a DC in the same space. My standard way of picking DCs is I pick up 2 DCs horizontally. See, this is my DC and I will pick up 2 DCs in this space. So each DC space I will pick up 2 DCs and that's how my border will go ahead. I started from here, line of DC. I made 3 DCs in this chain 2 space and this chain 2 space. Again in this corner and this corner and straight line of DC. Now why I said I will make line of SC is in this line I will create buttonholes and go other side. While coming back again I will come with line of SC and whichever spaces I have left with chain I will make SCs on that and then last line will be DC on all the SCs. I have kept the distance of 10 DCs from the bottom and 15 DCs between each of the stitch markers. The kid has chosen little big size buttons, so I will chain 1, turn my work, SC on DC. I am going to skip 3 DCs wherever my stitch marker is. So after doing 10 DCs, I am going to chain 3, skip 3 and move ahead. Wherever my stitch marker is, chain 3, skip 3, move ahead. So then these buttons will pass through that. Chain 1, turn your work, start doing SC on first 10 DCs. Now here I have a stitch marker, chain 3 and skip 3, 1, 2, 3 and continue till the next stitch marker. The simple way to know whether this much distance is enough or not, just slide your button through it. Yes, it passes through. So this is good enough. This is how my buttonholes are looking. I am done with 4 lines. Last line will be line of SC around the neckline. Here I did 4 lines of DC and a line of SC. Here DC, SC, SC, DC and last line of SC around the neckline. I am done with the neckline. I have to weave in the end and attach these buttons to the button strip. Now only thing remaining is doing the sleeves. We don't need this much width for sleeve, so length we will continue in the pattern, but we will have some decrease for the sleeves. This is how my sleeve will shape up. So this is where I picked up stitches, then reduction, 4 lines plain, reduction, 4 lines plain, reduction, 4 lines, and I'm done. Let me show you how I do my sleeve. So I pick up from where I have closed this joining, chain 2. I have made only 1 DC in the corner space. Now this one will be DC on DC and then front post, DC on DC, front post. Likewise I will continue the line, and when I reach the other side, here also I will add 1 more DC in the chain space and I will do slip stitch into this chain 2. I will see you when I reach this end. I have continued the design throughout. Here only I will make 1 DC in the chain 1 space and I will slip stitch on this chain 2. I am on the second line, so chain 2. I have made front post on the DC I made in the chain 1 space. DC on DC, chain 1, I will continue, but this line will have a decrease. Way of decrease is I will combine two front post DCs. So 1, 2, 3, I have completed 3 front post DCs. This is 4th one. This is 5th one. Now what I will do is I will do DC on DC, but when it comes to front post DC, I'm going to combine 2. So pull up a loop, don't complete. Go to next front post DC, pull up a loop, pull through 3 and then pull through 2. This is my decrease. To mark it, I will put a stitch marker around it. Again, see this 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So next 5 front post DCs I will do regular, and in the 6th one I will make a decrease. Let me show you one more time. So 1, this is first, this is second, this is third, this is fourth, next one is fifth one, and now we need a decrease. So after fifth front post, I'm going to do a regular DC on DC, and the decrease is here. Now see this. Yarn over, pull up a loop, don't complete, go to the next front post, pull up a loop, pull through first 3, then pull through 2. This is my decrease. Likewise, I will continue the line and it will have total 4 stitches decreased, but don't forget the in between DC on DC. After this, I will do 4 lines of front post on front post and DC on DC. I have put a stitch marker for you just to understand where I have made the decrease. After that, 1, 2, 3 and 4 lines DC on DC and front post on front post. Now I am in the line of making next decrease. So chain 2. This time I will make 4 front post DCs and then I will make a decrease. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I have to make a decrease. Just to understand, this and this will go together. So yarn over for a front post, pull up a loop, don't complete, just go in the next front post, pull up a loop, pull through first 3 and then pull through 2. This is next decrease. Let me put one more stitch marker for your convenience. This will help you to understand how my decreases are going diagonal. Again, 4 front post I have to do, and in the 5th I will do the decrease. 1, this is 2, 3rd, fourth. Now I am due for a decrease. Now again see this. This is my previous decrease. This and the previous one I will decrease. So yarn over, pull up a loop for front post, don't complete, go to next front post, pull up a loop, pull through 3 and then pull through 2, my decrease. I will complete decrease and then again 4 lines front post on front post and DC on DC. After this decrease, I have done 4 lines front post on front post and DC on DC. Now next line is due for next decrease. So these 2 front posts became 1 here, 4 lines straight, then these 2 became 1 here, again 4 lines straight. Now these 2 will become 1, and after this decrease round also I will do 4 lines DC on DC, front post on front post, last decrease, and then I will just do the border. After doing third decrease, I have done 4 lines of front post on front post and DC on DC. Now this would be my last decrease. After this decrease, I am just going to do 4 lines of DC on DC and a line of single crochet. See, this is how it will be. So I am at this line. Chain 2, front post on front post, DC on DC, front post on front post, DC on DC. Now I have to decrease. See this. This is where I decrease last. So these 2 front posts will become 1. Yarn over, pull up a loop for the front post. Don't close it. Go to the next front post, pull up a loop, pull through first 3 loops and then last 2 loops. Again I am putting a stitch marker just to know where I have decreased. Is this clear to you? Let me just zoom in. See, these 2 lines I made it together. Now these 2 lines became together. These 2 lines became together, and one last time these 2 lines became together here. I will continue with the line of decrease and then 4 lines of DC on DC and line of single crochet to close the work for my sleeve. There is no happiness like completing the project and packing it for dispatch. Happy handcrafting! Final measurement of the cardigan are chest 28 inches, height 21 inches. I have considered shoulder 13 inches. Weight of the cardigan is around 320 grams. If you have any questions related to this project, please mention them in the comments. Thank you for watching this video. Kindly like, share and subscribe to my channel Hook to Knot.